In this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to end your scrolling addiction. And I just want to be brutally honest with you in this video. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm just going to be absolutely clear with you. This is what you need to do. Not what you should do, what you need to do. And a little about me first. I'm Anthony, and I help young guys end their scrolling addiction because I used to have a scrolling addiction myself. I'm literally your exact demographic because I used to be like you. I know your struggles, I know your problems, and I know exactly what your path is ahead of you. You just have to follow it. You just have to stick with it. And it really all ties back to dopamine addiction. Why else do you think you scroll? It's because you have a dopamine addiction. It's not like we have a natural urge. Like, it's not like it's a part of human biology and psychology to want to stimulate ourselves, right? It's not a natural thing to want to just sit there for 8 hours straight doing nothing. Because if that was natural, then human beings would never innovate. We wouldn't want to grow and evolve. We wouldn't want to do anything with our lives because that isn't natural. It isn't natural to sit there for 8 hours and doing nothing. You scroll. You have a scrolling addiction, not because it's natural. It's just the way things are. You have a scrolling addiction because you have a dopamine addiction, and that's the root problem. The problem isn't that you have a scrolling addiction. You need to fix that. The problem is that you have a dopamine addiction, which is why I'm guessing you also have other problems, such as a gaming addiction, like you play video games or you listen to music all the time. The thing is, the problem with trying to just end the scrolling addiction is that you still have the dopamine addiction. Even if you could snap your fingers and the next second you would never want to scroll for the rest of your life, you would still have that root problem of the dopamine addiction. And so the only way to actually solve the dopamine addiction is to cut off all parts. Just like a tree, right? Think of an infected tree, and this is a far gone tree, right? It's infected at the roots. It has like parasites, infections, mold, everything, right? Nothing good can happen to this tree. Like, it's beyond saving. At that point, the only way to really fix the problem is to just cut off all the branches and essentially starve it, right? Don't feed it, don't give it water, just let it die. That same process can be used on the dopamine addiction. We're going to cut off all the branches, which just means all of the things that's connected to it, right? You have a dopamine addiction, so that means you want to scroll a lot. You want to always be stimulated with music, or you play video games in your free time. You need to cut those off. And only then, when you're not actively feeding it, will the dopamine addiction wane away. Now, I'm going to be real with you. You can't entirely get rid of it because it's human psychology for dopamine, right? We all love dopamine. It is just a natural part of you to want to be stimulated, but it's not natural to scroll all day. That's the difference that I need you to understand. You will always have scrolling urges. You'll always have urges to want to stimulate yourself. You'll always have urges, right? What I'm trying to help you with is to deal with those urges and then move on and live a better life. And like, build up your life to the point where you want to build your body, your business, your brand, anything. You can do so because your dopamine addiction isn't controlling you anymore. And with the metaphor of, cutting off the branches from the tree, that means cutting off the branches, not reducing it or like sanding it down. It means cutting it off. And by cutting it off, it means quitting completely. Like, I quit video games entirely. Like, I haven't played video games in, honestly, almost like 2 years. Genuinely, I haven't played video games in almost 2 years, and I'm all the better for it. And it's because I cut off that branch completely, but yet that allowed me to deal with my other addictions easier. So because I stopped playing video games, I was actually able to stop scrolling easier. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you think that you can just moderate yourself, that you could just reduce it a little bit. It doesn't work. From my personal experience, it's easier to completely quit than it is to moderate it. Because when you moderate it, there's always going to be that one day that comes up when you think you're just going to do it for like 2-3 hours. You'll just play video games for 2 hours, or you'll just scroll for a little bit. And then just like that, 6 hours passes by. It's just because dopamine is such an inherent part of your psychology, it's hard to get away from that. Like, it's hard to actually control yourself when it comes to that. And so if you just cut it off, then it's easier to deal with it. So no, if you want to end your scrolling addiction, you can't play video games. You can't be listening to music all the time, 24/7. No, you can't be trying to stimulate yourself all the time. You need boredom. You need boredom in order to end your scrolling addiction. And I promise you, for the people who think that I'm over exaggerating, you're not going to get there as quickly as someone who will actually cut off all these branches. And so if you want to get to the point where you completely end your scrolling addiction, and by proxy, you massively reduce your dopamine addiction, then you can do so by clicking the link in the description, because that can personally help you. I'm running a 21-day scrolling detox, and there you'll learn everything that you need to know in order to quit it. Like, from all of my years of personal experience, plus also the clients that I've helped myself, everything condensed down into 3 weeks. You can do so by clicking the link in the description.